Tuesday morning to you, everyone. I'm Dana Wright.
I'm Chris Pisano. Welcome to More in the Morning in HD. It is 5 o'clock on this Tuesday, and what a Tuesday, the morning after the big game.
Did you watch it?
I did.
I could not
But I read the highlights.
But I can't believe K-State beat the #1 team in the country, and we're so excited for them this morning.
We have all the highlights in case you couldn't stay up either. This is last night's game in Manhattan. Oh, Gary, did you happen to see this one? Fantastic. Hey, we'll also tell you how you can help out Haiti earthquake victims right here in the metro today. But first, let's check in with meteorologist Gary.
Let's go over to Smiles. You know what I said early this morning? I go, did they?
502 right now, about 35 degrees. KCK leaders have a big decision on their hands today, one that could bring a whole lot of jobs here to the metro. KCTV5's Greg Adeline is live for us in KCK this morning. And Greg, leaders may soon approve a new home for the Kansas City Wizards. Yeah, Greg, coming up on 504, investigators are trying to find out how a Kansas City house fire started near 49th and Farley. This happened last night around 10:30. No injuries are reported, but the Red Cross was ordered to assist one adult and 3 children. And one local family is talking this morning after their son was shot dead while trying to rob a man at a car wash. D'Angelo Graham and a friend tried to rob the man at a KCK car wash last Friday. They both had guns, but the man they were trying to rob also had a gun, and he shot the two. D'Angelo's family doesn't blame the man for defending himself.
Take someone's life, you feel that. You don't go to sleep and wake up and that's gone. So I'm sure, you know what I mean, that he's going through something as well. A child made a mistake. A child did something wrong. It cost him his life.
D'Angelo's family hopes he's not remembered for being a monster. He recently moved back to the area from out of state. He was away for a semester trying to escape the violence in his neighborhood.
It is 5:04 on your Tuesday. The situation for earthquake victims in Haiti is dire this morning. Many are without basic necessities. There are still ways you can help, though. Let's get to KCTV5's Christina Medina live at the Kansas City Power and Light District with more on more ways local folks are trying to help out. Christina?
Yes, good
today. NASA has brand new satellite images of the devastation in Haiti this morning. You can see them here in the monitor behind me. Officials are now poring over the pictures this morning, trying to compare photos before and after the quake. Why? Well, they're trying to figure out the best way to get supplies in. Some are estimating this morning that the earthquake could be just as catastrophic as the 2004 Indian Ocean tsunami that killed 230,000 people.
Some survivors aren't waiting for help. In fact, a mass exodus is underway in Port-au-Prince this morning. Many are trying to leave their broken country, while others are fleeing all the devastation for the countryside. Officials now estimate the disaster killed 200,000 people and left about 1.5 million homeless. The sheer scale of need was enough to convince the U.S. military to do what it had feared was too risky: parachute relief supplies into Haiti.
That drop alone provided around 14,000 meals and about 4,000 gallons of water.
Relief aid is pouring in, but it's not fast enough. The delay has caused some to turn to other means of survival. Looters are fighting over everything from food to toothpaste.
All right, let's check weather.
You know you will. Thanks, Amber. 5:11. Polls open soon this morning in Massachusetts ahead of a critical election with huge implications for Democrats and their health bill. Republican Scott Brown and Democrat Martha Coakley are both vying for Ted Kennedy's open Senate seat. Both showed up at a Martin Luther King Jr. dinner event last night looking for votes. Coakley used the event to compare herself to the civil rights leader and the late senator.
If you send me to the Senate, I will be guided by those values.
It's not the Democrat seat. It's your seat.
The fact that they're having to defend tooth and nail a seat that should have been theirs in Massachusetts gives Republicans everywhere tremendous hope.
Hey, everybody. Thank you so much.
If Scott Brown wins, Democrats will lose their super in the Senate, allowing Republicans to filibuster a vote on the health care bill. Keep it on KCTV5 and KCTV5.com. We'll update you on the very latest on today's vote in Massachusetts throughout the day.
Going to be a big one. It is 5:11 on your Tuesday. The health care debate will certainly be front and center when President Obama delivers his first State of the Union address. It happens next week. He'll speak before a joint session of Congress during a critical time for the country. Aside from the health care battle, the nation still faces a 10% unemployment rate. That address will be broadcast live and also streamed on the White House website.
We don't know what the president will say in his State of the Union speech, but the state of basketball in Kansas,
Hot.
we know is strong this morning. Huge win last night for the Wildcats.
Did you watch this game? K-State dominated the #1 Texas Longhorns in the first half last night. The Wildcats led by 9. After that Dennis Clemente pass for Curtis Kelly for the layup. The Longhorns didn't give up without a fight. Texas did inch closer. They ended up with a 1-point lead in the second half when Avery Bradley got the inbound pass for the easy layup. K-State, though, turned on the gas with an alley-oop to Jamar Samuels. Watch this. Up and in. The Wildcats knocked off the #1 team in the country by 9 points. Final score 71-62. And tell them what the fans did. I love this story.
Well, normally you see the fans rushing the court. They
yep.
stand on the scorer's table. Sometimes they'll take down the net. This time they just stood up and had an ovation for 15 minutes after the game. As one player said, it's because our fans expected us to win. They didn't go crazy.
Where were we? We were all going, what happened to K-State?
I was asleep.
I know.
But congratulations to the Wildcats.
Fabulous,
Time right
story.
now, 5:13. Hey, we are looking forward to more big matchups as the Big 12 continues to heat up.
KU's going to have to play K-State, the #3 Kansas Jayhawks. They face another test first, though. 25th ranked Baylor is coming to town. We'll talk about it. And amidst the devastation in Haiti, we still hear some amazing stories of survival. Hear from one Lawrence resident who says she and her husband are so lucky to be alive.
And surprise, another foggy day, but maybe not quite so bad as yesterday. Gary will have your foggy forecast when More in the Morning in HD continues.
There's the fog again.
The lights are off this morning. It looks like the cloud cover is awfully low as well. So there are 2 layers this morning, the fog on the ground, and then about building level, you have some thick clouds. Gary says there is no chance we are going to see the sun again today. Temperatures remaining in the 30s. Good news, though. Hopefully this will be the last big day of fog. We'll check in with Gary in a moment, but first let's take a look at some news.
All right, neighbors were stunned to learn that a Clay County couple died from an apparent murder-suicide.
Just on my way to work and saw the news crew and thought I would stop and see what happened, and then I find out my neighbors are dead.
Clay County deputies say someone called them from inside the house near 124 South Ridge Drive Sunday night, saying they'd found the 58-year-old man and his 56-year-old wife. Officials say both had been shot dead. The victim's name has still not been released as investigators wait for final autopsy results.
5:18, a KU student and her husband who were in Haiti when the earthquake struck are back home in Lawrence this morning after their terrifying ordeal.
I could still hear the screams. After each aftershock, you could just hear everyone in the town wailing and screaming.
Karen Bueller was in Haiti with her husband Adam doing research for her thesis when the earthquake hit. Their hotel didn't crumble, but the roof caved in on a church next door during choir practice. A Haitian driver rescued the couple and then took them to the UN compound. It was 14 hours before they could get word to their family that they were alive.
Wow.
Insane to see. On Monday, we were just in Port-au-Prince and then flying back over places that are completely devastated.
The Buellers met a Danish film crew at the UN compound who then chartered a helicopter and gave up their own seats so the couple could fly home.
It is so good to pass on good news every once in a while out of Haiti, and that certainly is. We welcome them back home to Lawrence. All right, it is 5:13, 34 degrees out. We've been looking outside all morning, still a little bit of fog.
It's not as heavy, but it's still there.
It's not as bad as it was yesterday, though, Gary. What's going on?
Well, thanks,
thanks. The college basketball polls are going to change, you know, big time.
There was kind of a shakeup.
When they come out next Monday.
Here's a look at the AP rankings right now. Texas.
Oh, you're out of there, Texas.
Well, they're in the top spot, but not for long. That'll change because of the big loss to K-State last night. Kentucky is the lone unbeaten team this morning, with Kansas right behind the Wildcats. K-State now coming in at number 10, but of course you can expect the Wildcats to move up with last night's impressive win. More than likely, Kentucky
Crazy win.
will be #1.
All right, the Kansas Jayhawks coming off a big win against Texas Tech Red Raiders. The Hawks beat Tech by nearly 30 points. But that's old news. KU now focusing on the next big matchup in the Big 12. The Jayhawks hosting the 5th-ranked Baylor Bears. That game tomorrow night at the Fieldhouse. Tip-off set for 8 o'clock. And K-State is the 30th. Is that what you said?
K-State taking on KU on the 30th.
At Bramlage.
It's going to be a huge game, a little interstate rivalry there.
We love it. 5:23. All right, new images keep popping up from Haiti.
Yeah, we'll show you some shocking cell phone video we just received this morning. Also, drivers apparently didn't get the point of this billboard. We'll show you what has passers-by calling 911 this morning.
And have you heard the one about the goat going to a strip club?
Hadn't heard that one.
We couldn't make this up if we wanted to. We will show you how the mysterious animal caused thousands of dollars in damage. Is that a pole?
That must be a mirror.
We're back after this. But now I take back what I said. This wasn't as bad as it was yesterday. Take a look, folks. This is Nebraska Furniture Mart. 527, 34 degrees out. Still a soupy mess outside. Now, Gary promises we're going to get rid of this fog. We'll talk about when here in just a bit when he joins us.
Hopefully not next month,
from the
but
Storm Track
soon.
5 Weather Center, yes.
527 right now. We do have an update for you this morning on a story we first brought you yesterday morning. Police are trying to figure out if drugs or possibly alcohol played a part in a crash that killed an 8-year-old little boy. This happened near 9th and Quindaro in KCK. Family members tell us Jayshawn Johnson was riding with his dad when their car with a truck at the intersection. Jayshawn died at the scene. Crews rushed the boy's father and 2 others to the hospital. No word on their conditions this Tuesday morning.
And many of the people hurt in last week's quake are getting medical treatment in the U.S. right now. Some of the survivors actually were flown to a Miami hospital, including a handful of Haitians.
Michelin says they were only children. I just want to hold them and be with them. This is a nightmare.
Doctors are tending to the victims, but say the hardest thing for those getting treatment isn't knowing if their loved ones survived the quake. We have new video for you this morning taken just moments after it hit. Take a look at this. This is cell phone video from a Brazilian soldier. Clearly, you see people stumbling around amidst all the dust from all that rubble. The video was shot from just outside Haiti's main cathedral, which, as you know, collapsed. Quake. Take a look at that. The soldier says the rubble missed hitting him by mere inches. Wow. All right, this is some fun news this morning. A billboard in Connecticut has drivers lighting up the 911 switchboard this morning. The billboard features a mannequin perched on top in a bathrobe with a teddy bear. It's advertising overnight test drives for a BMW dealership, for what it's worth. But police say they've been flooded with 911 calls from drivers who think the mannequin is actually a real person perched on top of the billboard.
With his teddy bear.
With his life-size, freakishly large bear. Right, 5:29. Britain's Prince William arrived in Australia early this morning for an official 3-day visit. The second in line to the throne was met by government officials as he landed. The 27-year-old prince was then shown a view of the Sydney Harbour and Sydney Opera House. Tomorrow he heads to Melbourne for a look at the Australian Open tennis match.
Okay, a goat pulled off an unusual crime, and it was caught on tape, thank goodness, at a California strip club. Surveillance video shows the goat did about $2,000 in damage. This is worse than a bull in a china shop. It's a goat in a strip club. The goat's nowhere to be found this morning, and no one has any idea how it ended up there in the first place.
But his name is Star. There are so many jokes that you could tell right there. I don't even know where to go.
Anything.
So we're just going to go to Reopen. It is 5:30. More in the morning.
Probably for the best.